Hello, thank you so much for joining me again today. We're going to be working with Pilates balls today, so nice and squidgy balls. You can of course use a cushion or a cuddly toy if you don't have one of these available to you. So to start with, I'd like you to bring your bottoms towards the front of your chair and bring the ball between your knees just to rest it there. And sitting tall. And just double check that your heels are directly underneath your knees. You've got plenty of bum on chair. And then bring your hands towards your pelvis and notice how when you tuck your tailbone underneath, your pubic bone moves forward. And then when you reset, your pubic bone moves down touch. It's nice and gentle. So we're doing very, very small pelvic tilts to get our bodies used to moving, to start moving our hips and our lower backs. And this is also a great way to find your neutral. So start exploring the point that's in between the two extremes, so where your spine isn't completely arched either way. And then hold that in between position. We're going to call that one your neutral for now. We're going to move to the shoulders gently, so gently circle, making sure that if you've got hypermobility, you're not going to your end range of movement, you're keeping this nice and small. And while you're doing this, focus on sitting tall. Try not to arch your spine. And then relax your shoulders, rest your hands somewhere comfortable for you. And we're going to look up to the sky on one side, making sure the back of your neck stays long as you breathe in. And exhale, semicircle your chin down towards your chest and up to the other side, breathing in at the top. And exhale. And try to take lovely deep breaths, really fill up your rib cage as you breathe in. And breathe out super slowly as you semicircle your chin. And when you're ready, bringing your head back towards me, just have a wiggle on your chair and check that your sit bones are evenly weighted on either side on the chair. That's it, and we're sitting tall, and then use your hands to lightly press down on the thighs and feel your tummy lifting as you lift up your spine. So imagine you're bringing yourself really tall and hold that gentle activation of the tummy here. Okay, so we're going to move into deep diaphragmatic breathing now. So I'd like you to bring your ball towards the front of your rib cage. That's it, and just lightly hold on to it. And we're going to just gently focus on a longer exhale than your inhale. So we're going to breathe in and feel the rib cage expand into the ball and into the sides of your arms. So we're going to breathe in here. And then we're going to slowly exhale. Now, ideally through your nose as opposed to through pursed lips. We get many more benefits breathing in and out through our noses. But if that isn't available to you, please do open your mouth wherever you need. So what we're doing here is we're trying to improve our vagal tone. So we're moving away from the fight or flight or freeze feelings within your body. So we're trying to calm everything down. And it's particularly noted in people with chronic illnesses or persistent pain that they are often in this fight, flight or freeze moment in the bodies. So what we're actually doing is we're stimulating the parasympathetic nervous system by breathing deeply and slowing down the exhale. And this is so good for us because it slows down our heart rate, it steadies our blood pressure. It signals to the body that we don't need to be anxious. It helps your digestion. and it calms down any pain signals as well as you're breathing deeply. And letting it out slowly. And the ball being here just gives you a little bit of extra feedback in terms of the expansion of your rib cage. Okay, so bringing your breath to a normal steady state now, we're going to bring the ball in front of our bodies and we're going to circle this ball. So as I always prompt, try to keep the movements quite small. If you have hypermobility, I just want you to be aware that you will be wanting to probably go really big, but just be aware and mindful and controlled with your movements. We can keep you safe. So you might feel this in your shoulder blades. It's a lovely rotation in your spine here. And we're starting to mobilise the shoulders a touch. And we're going to go the other way, so we're going to circle around the other way. At the same time as remembering to breathe. That's it. And then we're going to take a moment to rest, so give your bodies a little bit of a wiggle. That's it. And then we're going to grab hold of the ball again. This time we're going to go to a figure of 8. So we're going to draw down and up and down and up. So we've changed it slightly. I'd like you to think really tall thoughts as you're doing this. So your shoulders are relaxed downwards, but your spine is lengthening. And see if you can just activate the belly button a little bit. Imagine you're lifting it up just a touch, but not so much that you can't breathe. That's it. And then take a moment to have a break. Let the arms rest. That's it. And then we're going to bring the ball in front of us and make sure it's the palms of the hands as opposed to the fingers. Moving it away from your chest, and we're just going to gently squeeze as we breathe out. And then breathe in to release. So squeezing and exhaling. And breathe in to release. And once again, you can do all of this in and out through your nostrils, as opposed to, or if it feels better to you, feel free to instead. Okay, now keeping a gentle pressure on this ball, not too much. We're going to hinge back as we exhale. And then inhale, returning, releasing the pressure. So breathing out and breathing in. While you're hinging back, feel how your tummy responds. See if you can draw the navel back just a touch towards your spine as you do these. Obviously making sure you can still breathe as you do this. We don't need to have big breaths. And then you've got a choice. You can maintain a small hinge back if you want to be working those abdominals. And from here, keeping that gentle pressure, we're going to push out and then up. If you would rather, you can sit upright really tall instead as you do these. And the further back you hinge without touching the chair, the harder this will be. So choose what is best for you, for your body today. That's it. And then we're going to bring the ball in front and rotate. Just a small rotation. See if you can feel your obliques drawing you back to the centre. So you could breathe in here. And then draw the belly button back, and you might feel some activation here. That's it. And then gentle, lifting the ball to the height that's available to you and lowering down. You'll notice my elbows are really soft. So I'm not keeping the arms straight. I'm not expecting your elbows or your shoulders to be anywhere near your ears. I want you to focus on keeping your spine straight and still as you do these. Well done. Okay, take a moment to rest and grab some water if you need, and I will see you in a second. Okay, so hopefully you've had a moment to have a drink of water. Remember, you can pause these videos at any point you need if you just need to take a break. Okay, so we're going to put the balls on our laps and place our hands, the palms, on the ball as opposed to our fingers. And we're going to sit tall. I'd like you to breathe in deeply here. And then exhale as you pull yourself forward, crunching down onto the ball, and then inhale, return tall. So you're pushing down on the ball, inhaling as you come up. Okay, final one like this. And then we're going to bring the ball between the knees. And as we've been doing all along, we're going to exhale on exertion, so exhale on squeezing, and breathing in to release. And I'd like you to do a really slow exhale as you squeeze, and take a pause here as you're still exhaling. And then breathe in. So you're squeezing and pausing, and then gently releasing. Okay, now gently squeezing the ball, keeping your spine really tall and still. We're going to lengthen a leg and return. So it's very gentle, you don't need to lift this leg high at all, as you're still lightly squeezing this ball and lengthening. Still remembering your breath. And don't worry about any muscle wobbles. They're really normal, it just means you're working hard. You can reduce the wobble by not lifting your leg up quite so high. And then take a break here. So take a little wiggle moment, and then we're going to pulse on the ball. So we're going to squeeze. That's it. And I'd like you to breathe slowly still. So I don't want you to be going. I'd like you to breathe slowly as you're pulsing on the ball. That's it, and it should get here rather warm with the muscle activation. So we're going to take a moment to have a break. At this point you might want to just stretch the muscles out a touch. That's it, before you resume. And we're going to still squeeze the ball and lift the heels. That's it, so we can get those calf muscles activating gently. So still slight squeeze on the ball as you do this. And you can continue with this one if you like, or I've got something fun for you to try. Try sitting back against the chair. So your bum is still towards the front, but your back is leaning against the chair. Try not to slump into it or arch away for it. Try to keep really strong here. And you can use your hands on the chair or move them away as you lift both and return. Okay? So that's an option, or you can continue with the heel raises. So I'd like you to breathe in and exhale, lift up your tummy as you lift and return. Still squeezing the ball just a touch. And one more, if you want to. Oh, and then release. Take a moment to have a wiggle. Okay, double check you've got plenty of bottom on the chair and grab hold of the ball with your fingers this time. And I'd like you to just start with gentle squeezing of the ball, being really mindful of your fingers. So if your fingers are hypermobile or prone to dislocating, be really gentle so it doesn't need to be big. That's it. And think about your little fingers as well, not squeezing too hard. It's a really nice way to activate those muscles in your hands. And then, still squeezing the ball lightly, we're going to gently move the wrist forward and back. That's it. There may be some crunching and tendons moving around a little bit. Remember, you don't need to be squeezing hard as you do this. That's it. And then we're going to press out and pull back. That's it. So pushing and back. Still lightly squeezing that ball. And then we're going to bring the ball to the opposite hip and then reach. Find that rotation in your spine again, like we did at the start, as you reach and return. Trying to keep your shoulder down as you do this. That's it. And then, if your hand needs a break, do give it a break. And we're going to bicep curl, dumb waiter, return and back. So bicep curl, that's it. So just getting into the rotator cuff muscles just a little bit here with that external rotation. And then we're going to reach the ball up and over, breathing into your side. And exhale. That's it. And again, up and over. And exhale. Well done. And this time we're going to reach the ball down towards the floor. So sitting tall and reaching. Feeling your tummy muscles draw yourself back. So breathing in. Exhale. Still squeezing the ball lightly. That's it. And then reach the ball up, have a stretch, and over to the other side. So this one can now rest as we move to this one. So squeezing that ball, remembering not too much, just lightly, making sure the little finger gets some action as well. So gentle squeezes of the ball. That's it. And then reaching and moving the wrist. That's it. Well done. And then we're going to still squeeze and push and return. So gentle pushes outwards and return. Well done. And moving to the opposite hip, rotating and coming up and return. Breathing. Feeling your abdominals, draw yourself back. And just noting your hand, making sure that the hand is still in the peripheral vision as you do this, so you're not hyperextending. Well done. And then over to a gentle bicep curl and dumb waiter. That's it. So just double checking you're sitting upright and you're still breathing. Okay, and then we're going to reach the ball up and over, or to the height that's available to you, and return. So if bringing your arm above your head doesn't work for you, you could cross the arm over your chest instead, or bring it up to here. That's it. The most important thing is you don't strain yourselves, and you enjoy this as a moment to strengthen your bodies gently. And then we're going to reach down towards the floor. So a gentle reach and return. Should we go one more? Breathing in, exhaling, coming back up. And then we're going to reach the ball in front and round the spine and breathe into the back of your rib cage here. And then relax. Okay, so we are going to roll the ball forward and back under our feet. So if you have got a cuddly toy or a cushion, this may not be so easy. So feel free to swap for a tennis ball if that works for you, or use the floor and slide your leg forward and back on the floor instead. Okay, so placing it under one foot, sitting tall, and we're going to draw the ball forward, making sure you don't bend your knee backwards here, and return. Nice and gently, keeping everything tall and lifted. And then we're going to get the ball directly underneath the foot again and send the ball to either side of your foot. That's it. Okay, so we're going to lightly press down and hinge forward. So when I say hinge forward, we're keeping the spine straight as we hinge and press, and then come back up. So pressing down and hinging, just try to relax the shoulders here. Give me one more. And then we're going to move the ball slightly forward, and then I'd like you to press down on that ball. So the leg is not quite at a 90-degree bend here now, and the heel is on the ball this time. Now flex the foot and press down, and all the muscles in the back of your leg should be activating, and in the front just here as well. So lightly press and then release, pressing down. Do one more. That's it. And then we're going to swap sides. So finding your stillness as you roll the ball forward and back, or slide your foot forward and back. And then readjust to the foot is flat on the ball again, and we're going to go to the inside and outside of your foot. So this is lovely, it gives you a nice bit of rotation here and rotation here as well. There we go. And then return your foot again, once again, and hinge forward, lifting the belly as you push down on that ball, and return. So breathing out as you push. And one more. And then we're going to bring the ball slightly forward, this time flexing at the ankles and pushing down, and release. One more. And then release. And we're going to now keep the bottoms towards the front of the chair and lean back against your chair. So once again, your spine is nice and long. And we're going to use our abdominals to draw ourselves up really tall. So I'd like you to breathe in here and exhale as you lift the ball, and then return. So it's breathing in, exhale and lift, and return. So once again, thinking tall thoughts as you reach and return, bringing the arms up to the height that's available to you. That's it. Okay, and then we're going to come tall, and we're going to bring the knee up towards the ball or the elbow. That's it. So choose which works better for you. You may just prefer to bring the knee to ball or to elbow. That's it. And then coming back to here, once again, lightly squeezing the ball, sitting tall, and without lifting your bottoms off the chair, unless you want to give that a go, we're going to hinge forward on an exhale and then return. In fact, we could inhale on the hinge forward and exhale, and it'll activate your tummy muscles better. That's it. Just relaxing those shoulders. If you were wanting to try the sit to stand, you'd need to bring your heels back slightly behind your knees. Double check the chair before you land as you inhale, and then exhale, return, making sure the chair is still there. So often we come up and then we walk back to feel the chair behind our legs to then sit down, okay? So that's the safest way to do it. Here, walking back, feel the chair before you sit down. Give it one more go if you fancy. So making sure your bum's to the front of your chair, heels are behind your knees, squeezing, taking a step back to the chair, and returning. There we go. Okay, so you are done with the balls. So put your balls on the floor, and we're going to have a gentle rotation stretch. So placing your hand on the opposite knee and gently moving around. Try not to be tempted to use the chair to increase the stretch, because a lot of us with MCAS are very hypermobile. So we just need to look after our bodies by thinking tall thoughts as you breathe in, and then return. That's it. And then swapping sides, breathing in, and returning. Okay, we're going to bring the legs a little bit wider, and rest an elbow on a knee and guide the arm up and over here, breathing. That's it. And then beyond your knee, so rotate downwards as you breathe. And then bring yourself back up. And then to the other side. So up and over, breathing here. And then rotating internally, breathing here. And then returning. And either holding onto the back of the chair, you could walk your hands up just a touch, or interlinking the fingers behind you, making sure you don't lock your elbows as you breathe forward. So you lean forward and breathe. And if you want a bit more of a chest opener, you could lift the arms just a touch higher here. So, and then bring the fingertips in front, interlink them, and breathe into the back of your rib cage as you round your spine. That's it. And then flex the foot and hinge yourself forward, double checking you're not leaning that knee backwards as you're here and your shoulders are relaxed, breathing here. And then swap sides. So coming forward, just checking you're not locking your knee backwards as you breathe. That's it. And then bringing the legs open a little bit. Imagine you're holding a present. You're going to roll through your spine to bring the present to the floor, being really gentle and mindful. That's it. If you've got osteoarthritis or osteopenia in your spine or ruptured discs, you could put your hands here to guide yourself back up, and you can keep your hands here as you roll down through the spine. And roll back up. And that just means you're not loading it. So choose what feels good for you and what is safe for you as you roll. And then come back up. If you're prone to dizziness coming back up, a good tip is to squeeze those legs before you come up. And it just keeps the blood in your head where it needs to be. There we go. And then bring the feet so you're nice and stable and tall as we always end our sessions, breathing in celebration of your amazing bodies as you push those hands down past your chest. Well done for getting through this class. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care.